Hey guys, David Patrick Green, hackhollywood.com here, live at TED Vancouver. And you might wonder, what is an actor doing at the TED Talks? And the reason I'm here is really just to illustrate, as usual, what the rest of the world has in common with acting that most actors are unaware of. Most actors are constantly behaving in a completely different way than they would if they were doing some other job, and that is their biggest mistake. I apologize if I look a little tired this morning, but didn't have the best sleep. But anyway, it's a gray kind of rainy day here in Vancouver. And so let me get right to it. What do actors, or what should actors have in common with TED Talks? Well, to do a TED Talk, you have to be organized. You have to, you have to know who you are. You have to know what it is you want to say, what's your perspective on your topic, and you have to have a very strong desire to share your perspective and your viewpoint with the world. And that is exactly what an actor needs to be successful as well. You need to know who you are, because producers and directors don't want to hear their own perspective. They don't want you to ask them questions. They want to see what your thoughts actually are. So you have to know who you are and what your viewpoint is on the world. And this is really just a matter of confidence, okay? Because once you know who you are, then you can just be confident in who you are, and you don't have to worry about anybody else, and especially not worried about trying to ask somebody else's opinion about what it is you should be doing when you're doing your acting. Okay, so super important to know who you are and be confident in who you are, and have a very strong desire to share that viewpoint with the room. Who, if you're in an audition situation or if you're acting, it's not about asking other people for their opinions on what it is you should be doing. You need to own that and stop looking to others like, was that good? Do you like that? Should I do it a different way? Just show them what it is that you are, and they will be fine, okay? They will love that. That's exactly what they want. They've never seen it before, and they'll never see it again, because you're the only person who's probably ever going to play this part, unless you are doing some kind of iconic play. But even then, it's your take on that. It shouldn't be based on, if you're doing Shakespeare, don't do it based on what Richard Branagh did or Samuel Jackson did or James Earl Jones did. Do it based on your perspective of the material. What does it say to you? Okay, so now that we know what it takes to do a TED Talk and also to be a successful actor, which I will just recap, what you need to do is know who you are, know what your perspective, your opinions, your viewpoint is, be confident in those viewpoints, and have an extremely strong, burning desire to share your viewpoints with the world. Because you'll get feedback, and it creates a discussion about who you are and your thoughts and your instincts and how the rest of the world finds them. And that's a really fun, exciting thing to do. Okay, that's creativity, that's art, is sharing your viewpoints, getting feedback, modulating them according to the feedback and new information that you get, and you continually grow that way. Okay, so what does this actually take? How do you accomplish this? Well, again, let's go back to somebody who's doing a TED Talk. What are they? They are organized, they are determined, and they are not only willing but excited to do things over and over and over, make attempts over and over and over until they get it right. Okay? So that means, if you want to put it into the sort of normal everyday vernacular, that means being willing to fail until you succeed, and not being scared of failure, but embracing failure, because understanding that failure is what will get you to where you want to go. You fail until you get it right. So what does being organized mean for an actor? Because obviously for a TED speaker, being organized means most of these people are PhDs, and they're extremely focused on what they do, and they don't spend a lot of time doing other things. They're extremely passionate about what it is they do and their thoughts on things, and that's what they spend their time doing. That's what an actor should do, and be organized about it. Plot out your plan for success. What exactly is it you want to do? Have a hypothesis, like a scientist. This is my theory of me, okay? To become a successful actor, to do the role of my dream, I must do this. Try that out, see how it works, and if it doesn't work, then try something else. Keep changing things until you get it right. Determination, that's really back to the failure thing. Being willing to fail. Determine that you really want this goal. It has to be burning deep inside of you, okay? That's why it's very important to have specific acting goals, because if you know what's in front of you and that's what you're going after, then you know what to do. You also know what not to do, and that's probably more important than the things to do. There's very little you actually have to do if you're clear on what you do. Like if I see a penny on the ground, I know what to do to pick it up. I don't have to worry about the piece of gum or the trash or whatever. I get focused on that one little thing. Okay, so you got to get focused, and you have to be willing to make adjustments along the way, but ignore everything else. So that's pretty much it, guys. People that do TED Talks are brilliant. They are but what makes them brilliant is that they have focused on one thing. Because you can't really become brilliant by being a generalist. I guess you could be brilliantly general, but there isn't a lot of call for how to become a generalist. There's really not a lot of lessons to be learned from others on how to become a generalist, because most of us are generalists. We spend our days doing any number of different things. We divide our time up into social media, television, exercise, dining, whatever it is, whereas people that are really successful are very focused on what they do, and they learn to enjoy and embrace the things that they might not necessarily want to do every single day all the time, but they know that if they focus their efforts in this one area, that it will pay big dividends. That's how they can get to the really juicy stuff at the end of the rainbow. Okay, that's how they can get to find out the answers to these big questions they have. And other people who are more generalists or other specialists will want to go and hear their viewpoints, because these people have dove in so deep, they've dived so deep into their topics, they can explain these topics to laymen such as us. Okay guys, so what do actors have in common with TED Talks? Well, they know who they are, they know what they want to say, and they can't wait to share what they have to say with the rest of the world. And they do this by being organized, determined, and willing to do it over and over and over again until they get it right. And that, above all of these things, require one thing, and that is focus. Have something that you're focused on and spend as much time as possible on it, and you will become extremely successful. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. And if you have any thoughts, questions, suggestions for other videos, let me know. Otherwise, you can message me directly if you have any questions. I offer coaching services, and I also have a membership site for actors called hackhollywood.com. So if you're interested in any of these things or just more topics, then let me know. And my email is david@hackhollywood.com, and I will talk to you soon.